Vegans and meat eaters always have arguments, or should I say passionate conversations, about whether or not we should consume meat. Debates range from, well, why do we have canine teeth in the front, to we've always eaten meat. And the biggest one is, I need my meat, etc., etc., etc. But I have a couple of did you knows, just in case. Did you know that our canine teeth are more closer to herbivores? In order for us to be considered a carnivore, our canine teeth should be larger, and we would also have long claws in order for us to be able to tear down the meat without using forks or knives. Our digestive system was not built to consume meat. Carnivores have short intestines versus our longer intestines, which allows us to break down fiber and allows us to absorb the nutrients from plant-based foods. Meats can be poisonous to our systems because we have weaker stomach acids. Carnivores' stomach acids contains acids that kill bacteria, hence food poisoning. In over a year, the US has shown that 48 million people have been sickened through food poisoning, and over 3,000 people have died. I'm Yvonne, and this is Vegan Pop Eats. Is one of the first vegan and organic restaurants here in the Lower East Side. Located at 123 First Avenue, it has won accolades for having the best veggie burgers and has mentions all over town. With everything made fresh in-house, from cheeses to sausages, this was something I had to check out. Here at Organic Grill, and this is the owner, Vladimir. He was so awesome with letting Vegan Pop Eats come in and talk to one of the first organic vegan restaurants in the Lower East Side. Thank you so much, Vladimir, for coming on. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting us. It's such an honor.
Yes, the honor is mine. Well, let's start at the beginning. Why did you decide to have an organic, kosher, vegan restaurant?
Honestly, it was more like an accident that happened with my family. I don't want to go into big details since this because I feel like the more I talk about it, it becomes like almost like a cliche or like a cool thing to say. But the story was that family members, very close family members, my mom got sick, and we were looking for a solution, and she found one.
Yes.
And the way it worked for her, not only did it work for her, but it changed life of my family, changed my sister's life, my current family, and it became part of our lifestyle, became part of our community, and we are very grateful that vegan food became like inseparable from what we do and how we live.
So Organic Grill was basically vegan before everything was cool.
We were vegan. The restaurant was vegetarian.
Oh, okay.
Right. The restaurant was vegetarian, but any of the dishes could be made vegan. Mm-hmm. And this to show how our perception changed. Because at the moment when we started, it was basically created to commemorate memory of my mom, right? And we thought that having this vegetarian would help to bring more people, that it wouldn't be as kind of separating regular folks and vegans, which I think differently now. Right. So I kind of wish we became vegan earlier. But there were a lot of people who inspired me to turn this place about 4 or 5 years ago to completely vegan, and one of them was John Joseph. Thank you very much. Rich Roll was encouraging us to go completely vegan, because there was a lot of reservations that we're going to lose the business, that we are not ready, that community is not ready, and it's all excuses. We were not ready. We were not mentally ready to change the model completely, even though we understood how important it is to be vegan, to kind of come out of the closet, right? Because when you talk to people, you want to recommend every dish with full heart, and when you know that you are vegan and you are not recommending necessarily all vegan food but different one, it makes you very incongruent, let's say. I felt reinvigorated and very hopeful when we became completely vegan.
So I've heard a lot of great things about Organic Grill, but what makes this place so special other than the food?
I think what makes it special that I never really wanted to have a restaurant. It's just something that kind of fell on my lap, and I felt almost obligated to do this. And I was always inspired by people who are vegan. Most of the people who I meet are very spiritual, very motivated, committed. It's almost like a part of a brand, right? Like this conversation probably wouldn't happen in McDonald's, right? And for me, I wasn't having a goal to make exquisite food that is not going to be served in a regular table at home. I want people to come here, feel at home, feel that they're eating home-style food, and think to themselves that they can go home and have something like that. And if they ever say that, oh, I think I can eat like this at home, that's the best match of what I hear in my goal. Because I want them to feel that it's very simple, very feeling, and something that they can do.
Well, what I noticed about coming in here, it is very cozy. But I also noticed your wall. What are all these different books?
So those books are not just library. Most of those, not most of them, are exclusively all of them are people who are friends who come here, who donated the books. Each of them are signed, and you can see that a lot of those books are authors and vegan heroes that you know and respect. You ask me what is different about Organic Grill. We don't only see our purpose of serving food, but coming over the years, we kind of became, I don't know about cultural hub, but vegan hub for people who familiar with different type of cuisine. I wanted to represent different styles, like we have quesadilla on our menu, and we have matzo ball soup, okay, and we have vegan curry, okay, so it's very different cuisine, like New York, so everybody can find something for themselves, and obviously burgers to represent American culture. But we, like for example, with it's right here, with Gene Bauer, we make yearly event, Q&As in a theater next door, and we get up to 300 people to come and talk to him, and he spreads his message so eloquently. John Joseph, when we had his book coming out. We made a big event, about 300 people, and we served food.
Wow.
So we see our goal not just serve you the food but have this instant connection. That if you want to become vegan, I don't even ask people if they're vegan or not. I give them the phone number, they can call and ask for recipes, because it's hard for people to follow through and be consistently vegan.
Right.
But once you have this group of people around you, once you have those places where you can go and feel comfortable, and I always try to introduce people when they're here, I think it's going to help people to make connection, to have bond with somebody who will support you.
So since you are one of the, I'll say, OGs over here in the Lower West Side dealing with veganism, what was the biggest change that you have seen since coming on the scene in the year 2000 till now is 2020 as far as veganism?
So, like you said, because we're here for so long, I don't only see myself or our place as place that does only organic grill food, but also to preserve the traditions of what was happening before organic grill came aboard. Like, for example, Angelica Kitchen. Obviously, it's a whole epoch. Like it's 30 years of legacy of this place. And once they closed, we spoke to the owner. We spoke to Leslie. Let's have one at least dish that would be reminding people of Angelica Kitchen, and that's how we started OG Dragon Ball, right?
Oh, wow.
But it's a recipe of Angelica, of course, and owner was so gracious that she gave it to us because she understood how important it is for people to. Unfortunately, we just had a situation, I spoke to you earlier, that Candle Cafe closed.
Yeah, and that was like one of the very first
and I
vegan
spoke
in New York.
To the chef just a few days ago. He's a good friend of mine, and we decided that we're going to do a pop-up for Candle Cafe, so people would have these dishes available and kind of try it. And it's a different neighborhood. It's good to bring some new stuff in. So it's about preserving the culture.
Absolutely.
But also not to get stagnated and do the same thing over and over again.
So you're leaving a vegan legacy.
I'm not sure about legacy, but we really feel like it's our obligation not to throw the history away and preserve it. And also pay attention to new up-and-coming restaurants. There are very talented chefs that are coming aboard, and you can't ignore it. You want to cherish this new trends and new blood that comes to the scene.
Well, I'm so excited to see what you have in store for us today. So I'm about to warm my hands up. Let's eat. Let's eat.
All right.
So you brought out a spread, and I'm so excited to taste a little bit of everything. So I always like to ask, which one would you like me to start off? Which will be your showstopper?
I think we should start with our tofu omelet.
Okay.
It was actually one of the first dishes that we started when we opened, and this is our, like, I don't know, fifth or sixth iteration of tofu omelet. We used to do just crushed tofu that we found out a way to create like crepe. And now it folds, it's fluffy, and it's my pride. And I take it personal.
You take it personal?
I take it very, very personally, our tofu omelet.
Okay, so I'm gonna try it first.
Sure.
So what you said, this is, because the only omelet that I've ever tried was a chickpea omelet.
That's a common variation, but
Okay.
this one is actually tofu omelet, and we add kala namak, black salt, and it gives it egg flavor, and I think it's pretty
You
good.
know, I haven't had like an omelet since I became vegan. I
Yeah,
do tofu,
see,
I
I
do
think
tofu
it's-
scrambles, but I've never had like, and this looks like an omelet.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I'm more excited than you. I want to know how you feel. Tastes good, huh? I love it. I love it.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think it's a very, very good omelet.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, and people can choose fillings.
Okay.
They can choose which cheese to add. We make our own cheeses here.
Yes.
Some people can add burger inside, like crumbles.
So it's make your own omelet.
Make your own omelet, right?
And what's inside this one?
This one we made it a usual combinations, basically everything. As you can see, there are carrots, cauliflower, broccoli, mushrooms. So it's all.
That's like the
big
the
mix.
best thing that I've ever had.
It's a good omelet.
Because I miss eggs. I miss them, but I'm just so funny about the different products that they're coming out with. Because, like, just egg is a good product, but this tastes like what I would have made if I had.
Honestly, part of my inspiration was that that eggs were part of my life. I
Right.
would get up in the morning without even thinking, and I would make like 2 or 3 eggs. Okay. So when I became vegan, I was like desperately looking for solutions
Right.
for myself at first.
Right.
And most of this food, of course, because we're doing it for so long, is something that we all love.
Well, you nailed this. If y'all want an omelet, you have to come to Organic Grill. Like
thank
this,
you, thank
this
you.
is it. You have the right to be proud of this. You have the right to be proud of this. So what's next?
This appetizer, Cauliflower Pops.
Okay.
Okay, and I did it for you guys to try two flavors. We have Kung Pao, which is
Pao.
like sweet and sour,
Okay.
and Buffalo, which is spicy.
Okay. Oh, it smells so good.
Smells good, huh? Mm-hmm. And sesame seeds on the top. It's really good. All right. And this is also an appetizer, loaded fries, and we make it either with sweet potato or regular Yukon potato.
Okay. And what kind of cheese is this?
This is, we call it cheddar cheese, but it's basically cheese that we make here. Technically speaking, of course, it's not cheese, it's a sauce.
What is it made
deep
with?
six, coconut oil, different spices, and plant-based milk.
That's
It's nice,
good.
nice cheese, huh? And
It's
even has
creamy.
a smell of cheese.
And it's thick. I like this. And I also like this. And what's so crazy about it is that I'm always on the lookout for cauliflower bites.
Right.
Because I make them at home, but I'm always, and I haven't been disappointed. And this is the first time that I've ever had Kung Pao?
Kung Pao, right?
Kung Pao cauliflower. And let
This is
me
buffalo.
try the original.
Is it spicy for you or no?
It's just enough.
Just enough, right?
That's perfect. Okay.
All right, now I feel
All right.
kind of nervous because you told me that you found mac and cheese that you love. So this is our mac and cheese bombs.
Okay.
So we mix couple of different cheeses together.
Okay.
All right. It's made with it's gluten free. So to make gluten-free mac and cheese, you have to basically change the whole menu because our fryer has to be
Right.
gluten-free too. So we
Right.
changed all our menu. Now you have gluten-free bombs with sriracha mayo. Try it.
Is this new to the menu or is this?
It's about a year we have it. It definitely became staple.
Oh wow, it's creamy. Let me put a little bit of. And you make your own sauces, you make your own
Yeah.
cheese, so nothing.
Yeah, this sriracha mayo is made of aquafaba. And I love our mayo. I tried different type of mayos, Follow Your Heart, and I love Follow Your Heart brand, and I know the people who behind it, but I think that our mayo just nailed it.
It's hard for people to make good mac and cheese. He did it. Oh my gosh.
No, I think mac and cheese is pretty good. It's still very moist inside. even
Very
though
much
you
so.
fry it,
Like, I've only had one other mac and cheese that was really impressive to me, but this
I'm glad. Yeah, I think
this
it's
is homemade. This is
yeah, and kids love it. When
comforting.
kids come in, they always ask for mac and cheese, and it's something that we are very
Oh
proud
my
of.
gosh, that's phenomenal. Okay, so I found my second. I'm just gonna compose a list because mac and cheese is so hard to get the creaminess, especially because a lot of people use nuts and things like that. But for you to have this and expertly, see, I can't even tongue tie because the cheese is so good, to get the consistency, like this reminds me of what my grandma used to make and the thickness of it, and especially being gluten-free, because sometimes you taste certain gluten-free items and they take the flavor out of it. But
Right.
this is
And the beauty of it is that when we can put on a specials different variations, like we have spicy, we have truffle mac and
Really?
cheese. Yeah, you can. This is something that we just have on the menu on a regular basis, but you can make variations with like peppers and other things. It really tastes
this
good.
is so good. This is it. This is it.
All right, I'm glad.
So, what are some of the things that that is a pet peeve of yours dealing with veganism?
So for me, and I learned it from many people I spoke to, I think a lot of impact on me I got from conversations with Jean Bauer from Farm Sanctuary, also from Rachel, who works for Eric Adams, and she explained me about different types of activism.
Right.
Because with all respect to vegan movement, there are some types of activism that I cannot relate to. I'm not
Right.
saying it's bad or not, but we all know about some aggressive types of activism,
Yes.
always like a militant style, when we see almost harassment of other people who are not following our direction. For me, it's more compassion. For me, it's more understanding and willingness to share rather than preach. And people who converted me and people who helped me to transition restaurants, they even transition our restaurant from vegetarian to vegan. They were very passionate. They
Yeah.
were very diligent in helping me, and they were not judgmental. So for me, I see more practical approach. I think that restaurant owner is in such a privileged position
Yeah.
that I don't even have to preach.
Right.
You're already here, or you have friends that are going to bring you. So all I have to do, I have to make it this table irresistible. Okay, I have to make this food tasty. I told you about story when my mom became vegan. We've served parties with food, and she always told me, don't tell people the food is vegan. And people loved it. And after a while, I told them that it's vegan. And since then, I realized that there is no such a thing as bad vegan food.
Right.
There are bad cooks. Right? So you really have to cook it for people that they would start appreciate. People are
Right.
not stupid. Doesn't matter whether they're vegan or not. They coming in, they try it. They know now there is a place that waits for them and enjoys serving them, and they can ask me questions, and they won't feel stupid asking me questions. And some of this food is probably better or the same as something that they eat outside that is not vegan. So for me to showcase this food, it's almost a privilege. I don't have to preach to anybody. I don't have to convince anybody. They come to us, and once they love it, they going to perceive veganism differently.
Absolutely.
And if you don't judge them, if you being friendly, then you're a good guy on another on another side of the road, you know. And they can always cross when they feel like it, and
Right.
maybe they never go back. That's a great thing. So for me, when people come in and they don't like something, I will never let them out. I said, okay, you don't like this one. Let me give you something that you might like, because maybe we are not doing everything perfect, or maybe it's just not your taste. But for you to leave from here with conclusion or statement, oh, I tried, I gave it a chance, vegan
Right.
food is not good. For me, there is no chance you
You're gonna
really
like
that.
this.
You have to like it.
Right.
Because food is food.
Right.
Food is food, and it has to be tasty.
Okay. Well, speaking of tasty, I read that you guys were voted one of the best vegan burgers in New York City.
Yeah, we're doing burgers for many, many years, and hopefully we perfected it. This one is
So what makes this one special?
This one is new. We call it Rich Roll Tzatziki burger.
Okay.
We are forever grateful to Rich Roll because he was the one who slowly encouraged me to
Cross over?
To cross over, and we show it to him this recipe, and he liked it, so we asked his permission to call it Rich Roll, and he did.
Okay. So I am excited because when I read that you guys were voted one of the best vegan burgers in New York, I had to come down here because, you know, just like the mac and cheese, it's hard to find someone who does burgers right. So I'm not going to make a mess because I don't want it
Yeah,
to be
this
all
is
over
just
camera.
a very
but
interesting flavor, tzatziki sauce with
Right.
cucumbers and lettuce, tomato, and lentil patty. I think
Oh.
it became really popular for people, and I simply
All right.
like it.
Okay. Vladimir, don't steer me wrong.
You're trying to be really diligent with your food.
Yes.
And this is a messy burger.
I know.
You just have to take
I have
it
to eat that off camera.
And the bun is potato bun, so it's crispy, right?
It's a different taste, but I love it.
Yeah,
It's so
I
fresh.
mean, we have traditional favorites like green machine that is very popular. We have our black bean burger. We have different burgers that are popular for years, and we decided to make it different.
But I like this.
Yeah.
Because it's fresh tasting. The bun
Yeah,
is
cucumbers
crispy,
give it a really nice fresh flavor.
and it doesn't have an aftertaste. Like I've had burgers where you eat them and it's just like, yeah. But this one, all the flavors are meshed together.
Yeah, and I think it
smells amazing.
What is different that we are not trying to make a burger that resembles meat. Okay, if you're really looking for meat alternative, you can try Impossible Burger, and it's probably as close scientifically to real meat burger as it possibly is, and it's made with a lot of processed food. We are trying to make wholesome burgers that is just tastes good. So we are
Yes.
not comparing it to meat.
Well, thank you so much. This was amazing, and just keep going. Just always be here for people. I can't even get it out because the food is so good. I'm just like, oh, what can I say? That would justify how I feel being here, because I feel that it's more about the food here. It's not just about the food. It feels community. It feels home. Even with the flavors that you've meshed together are just so comforting, and it's tasteful. You can tell that each one you put thought into, and I think that is just so dope. And that's why you're still standing.
Thank you.
And you guys got to come down to Organic Grill. Even if you don't want to eat vegan, you just have to come down to meet Vlad.
And I also feel almost inspired to talk about what it means to be a restaurant owner of vegan place.
Yes.
And I want to kind of reach out to restaurant owners. It's been a really, really tough year for all of us. But it's also kind of giving us a new perspective of whether we should do it or not. Like for me, for my family, it was like a way for me to reconcile some of my values, to kind of have time and ability to reflect on, are we still relevant?
Yeah.
Do we still have to do this? Or maybe it's time to have another journey. And we still love it. And unfortunately, we had to bring our stuff to a minimum. And now I'm working myself. But I still enjoy it. And it kind of gave me courage to continue, because to do something that you don't like anymore, it's not the best way.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being on Vegan Pop Eats. I really appreciate it. Veganism is not just about the food. It's about compassion. It's about community. And Organic Grill gives you all that and more. Remember, if you can't be good to anybody else, you got to be good to yourself. I'm Angela Yvonne. This is Vegan Pop Eats, where meat is obsolete. So you know what I'm about to do. This right here, amazing. Let me just get one more bite. Vegan food is where it's at.